Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Salsabila Ilma Dewi, and I'm responsible for analyzing the environmental impact of the disaster. The purpose of my presentation today is to discuss the cause, impact, and possible solution to this disaster. If you have any question you would like to ask, please leave them until the end when I'll be happy to answer them. In today's presentation, I'd like to cover 3 points. Firstly, the background and the cause of the Lapindo disaster. Secondly, the short-term and the long-term impact of this environment. And finally, the effort made to mitigate the disaster and possible future solution. Before I start, does anyone know Lapindo Mood? The Lapindo Mood is an event of the hot mood eruption that occurred in Sidoarjo in 2006. The hot mood eruption that lasted for years and caused the burial of residential areas, agriculture and industry in three surrounding sub-districts and forced thousands of people to leave their homes, as well as affecting economic activity in East Java. Now, let's take a look at the cause of Lapindo Mood. The drilling operation conducted by PT Lapindo in early March 2006 aimed to the rich rock layers containing gas and oil. The drilling was planned to reach a depth of approximately 8,500 feet to reach the limestone rock layers. However, the drilling plans turned out to be inaccurate, posing a greater risk to the surrounding environment. Before the mood eruption overflowed to the surface, residents living around the drilling site, approximately 150 meters from the drilling point, has smelled a pungent gas odor. This indicates that there was a possible gas leak or trapped gas in the ground that later escaped to the surface, which became an early sign of the Lapindo Mood disaster that had widespread impact on the environment and surrounding communities. So that's an overview of Lapindo Mood. As you all know about the short-term and the long-term impact of the environment. Short-term. First, environmental damage. The hot mood that has erupted from the ground has damaged the surrounding environment, including land. The hot mood has damaged the soil structure and made it infertile. Water. The hot mood has contaminated water source around the disaster site, making the water undrinkable. Air. The hot mood has released hazardous gases that can cause health problems for the people around. Second, impact on the community. Many residents have been forced to leave their homes because the hot mood has flooded residential areas, agriculture, and industry. This has resulted in economic losses. Many residents have surfaced economic losses to the disturbed economic activities. Psychological trauma. This disaster can cause psychological trauma for the people around. Next, I'd like to take a look at long-term impact. 1. Ecosystem damage. The hot mood can damage habitat and ecosystem around the disaster site, resulting in threats to biodiversity. The hot mood can damage habitat and threaten biodiversity around the disaster site. Disruption of ecosystem balance. The hot mood can disrupt the balance of the ecosystem and cause unwanted change. 2. Impact and quality of life. This disaster can affect the quality of life of the surrounding community, including health. The hot mood can cause health problems for the surrounding community, such as respiratory disease and skin disease. Economy. This disaster can affect the economy of surrounding community, make it more difficult for them to meet their daily needs. Well, I've told you about the short-term and the long-term impact on the environment. I start with some general information of the effort made to mitigate. 1. Dike construction. Dike construction to contain the hot mood has been carried out to reduce the impact of this disaster. 2. Relocation of residents. Relocation of residents affected by the disaster has been carried out to move them to a safer location. 3. Environmental management. Environmental management has been carried out to reduce the impact of the disaster, such as cleaning up the hot mood and monitoring water and air quality. Moving on the next part, I'd like to future solution. Regional planning and management. Better regional planning and management can help prevent similar disasters in the future. 2. Safer technology. The use of safer and more environmentally friendly technology in industrial activities can help reduce the risk of disaster. 3. Community awareness. Encouraging community awareness and participation in environmental management can help raise awareness of the importance of the good environmental management. 4. Police and regulation. More effective police and regulation can help prevent similar disasters in the future by setting higher standards for industrial activities and environmental management. That's bring me to the end of my presentation. Thanks for listening. Finally, let me remind you of some of the issues we've covered. The Lapindo disaster shows how risk industrial activity can cause serious harm to people and the environment. It began with drilling in 2006 and led to long-term damage to the land, water, air, and local communities. While efforts like dike construction and relocation have helped, future solutions must focus on several technology, better planning, strong policies, and public awareness to prevent similar disasters. Let's summarize briefly what we've looked at. The Lapindo disaster occurred in Sidoarjo, East Java, Indonesia, and was caused by uncontrolled oil and gas drilling. The impact of the disaster was widespread both of the short and long term and affect the environment, community, and economy. Mitigation efforts that have been carried out include dike construction and relocation of residents. Future solutions that can be implemented include better regional planning and management, use of safer and more environmentally friendly technology, increased community awareness and participation in environmental management, and more effective police and regulation. Finally, I'd like to finish by thank you all for your attention. Now, I try to answer any question you might have. Thank you.